Hello everyone and welcome to 1314 Online. My name's Terry Barnes and I'll be helping you with this journey. So let's talk about what the expectations are for this video. I want to show you what the course looks like, where things are located, and talk about the expectations. So the first thing, you're watching the video and that's great because you're going to learn some good stuff. Let's talk about up here in the nav bar. Now, you're not going to see these manager items. You will see these items, homework test and gradebook and assessments, and there's some more, but these will only be on my side. Let's look at the instructor plan. And we're not going to read the whole thing, but I want to show you a couple of things. So it does have my instructor information, where I'm located on campus. If you happen to be on campus, come by and see me. Math Building 210. The required text, it's included in your inclusive access, so you have an electronic book. You don't have to purchase a book. The only thing you might have to get, and you have to have one, is a graphing calculator. So that'd be the only purchase aside from your tuition. And then the other thing, let's talk a little bit about grading. So the course is divided into homework, tests, and final exam. There's a homework item for every section, and you have problems to do for that, and that counts 30% of your total average. Now you can do your homework over and over again till the test, and so you can keep trying to improve your score. We'll talk more about that when we look at the homework. Tests count 50% of your total average. And then this is important. Before each test is available, whether it's online or face-to-face, you have to have passed each homework item. And if not, the test won't open. For an online course, it just won't open. Final exam is 20% of your final average. So that's kind of how the grading goes. We'll talk about due dates when we get to your homework. Absence, there is another attendance and participation guideline here. And so before the 60% point of the semester, a student who's absent for 25% or more of a face-to-face or blended class, or who misses 25% or more of the assigned work for online, will be withdrawn with a grade of W. After the 60%, a student may also request to be withdrawn. After 60%, the student may request to be withdrawn if you're passing. If not, you're probably in the course and you're there and get what grade you want. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as that point approaches. So I think that's it for the main things that I wanted you to get. In our online course, let's just do this, say this. You should have activity, either a homework or a test, in the course each week, meaning you have to work on homework or take a test each week. A report I'll run on Sundays to determine activity for the previous week. So you need to do things Sunday to Saturday to count for that week. And any week in which you don't log any work, that'll be an absence. You're allowed 4 weeks of that before you could be dropped, because that'd be 25% of the 16 weeks. You'll get an email if you show up on that inactivity report. All right. So let's go back. All right, important student resources. You should look through those. We're not going to go over them in this video. Calendar. Let's look at the suggested calendar. So you'll see that there's 16 weeks and they're divided up. This is simply a suggestion because all of my due dates are the same. It's the last day of the course, which means you have complete flexibility in when you do things, but you also have complete responsibility. Remember, you have to do something each week. You can't wait till the last week and then try to do everything. So you have to work on something. But if you don't get all of this done week 2, there's no penalty for that. This is a suggestion for you to try to follow. But I would say try to do things in order. Take that test. Do chapter 3 information, take that test. So this is a suggestion, and if it works for you, follow it. If you have your own schedule, that's good, but you do have to do something every day. Okay, so my contact info is here. We skipped this. We're coming back to that. Contact info is here. It has just my phone number again and my office location. So if you forget that, that is another place to look for that. The other thing that is here is handouts, and there is a yellow packet and TI Inspire help. So the yellow packet is a PDF. It's 15 pages. You could either print it or you can come here and look at it, but it is very helpful with information, how-tos, things that we'll go over in class, just regression, how to do regression, that sort of thing. So that's really a great resource. If you were in class, you would get that handed to you. The other thing that is in there is if you use a TI Inspire, there is a document here that I created to help with the TI Inspire. So if we're doing a regression, linear regression, you can click there on the table of contents and it'll take you to linear regression and help you with the slides. These three right here, greatest integer function, piecewise, we do that on the 84. That's part of our homework. But if you use an Inspire, you may know how to use it, but you may never have done these. So this is a help for you. All right. Other calculator help. There are some calculator phone apps if you don't own a calculator. This is a great one right here, the Calc 84. The most you should pay is $5 if you have to pay anything. I'm not sure. On the iPhone App Store or the Google Play Store, it's really a good calculator to have on your phone that you can use and not be paying $120. So that's an option. All right, let's go back. Okay, here there is some calculator worksheets and videos. That's just for help. There is an exam review for the calculator. Now, the calculator test counts as much as a regular test. So let's look at this review. It gives you problems, has the answers right here, and you can just work on those on your calculator because that's what you're going to face when you take your calculator test. It's 10 questions. You get to take that test over and over till you get a score that you want, which I would hope would be 100. So that's the paper of that. Now there is a video of me doing that exam review. I would try doing that before you take the calculator test your first time. Then there's some other specific things, little pieces, regression notes, that sort of thing. But that Inspire document pretty much has all of that. But there's some things there. All right, and then final exam review, we're not going to look at that right now, but we will have stuff there. Now let's go here. Here is where the meat of the course is. Problem sets, lecture notes, video. So if we look here, problem sets, and let me change one thing. Okay, I changed it to view as learner. This is what you will see there. There's your e-text, but here's problem sets. There is a blank set of problems for every section that we cover. And so here's the first one. All right, so just a blank set. Now it does have the answers attached at the back. That's not the important part because you're not turning this in. This is for you to help you learn. This is preparing you for the homework. So if I were you, I would print this and I would be working on this before you take your homework. That's to practice. Now, if we go back, we're back here. Now, if we go to lecture notes, we go to chapter 1 and 2. There's 1.3. That was the problem set information. Here are the notes that if you were in class, you would be taking. And when we get to the bottom of the notes, here's those questions with maybe a little bit more information than just the answer. So that's right there, all worked out for you on the lecture notes. And this is all to get you ready to do the homework. The last thing that's here is the lecture videos. Again, one for every section. If you go here, these are on my YouTube channel, and here's the playlist for 1 and 2. And you would click on 1.3, watch that video. It's me talking through all of those problems and notes that we just looked at. Once you've done that and prepped for the homework, let's go look at that. Okay, so now you're going to go up here to MML Homework and Tests. All of your homework and tests should be here, and you'll note the due date, December 6th, 11:59 p.m. That's the Wednesday of finals. That is your final due date for everything. If you'll note on the test, it tells you the time limit. You have an hour and a half on the calculator test, and you have an infinite number of tries. For every other chapter test, you have 2 tries. The highest grade is the one that will figure in your average. And then when you get down to chapter 6, it is short multiple choice. That's 90 minutes as well. And the final exam, you only get 1 try. It's 150 minutes. You have a little bit more time on that one. So let's look here. One of the things, and I need to check those other tests because chapter 3 didn't have that flag, but there are prereqs. Remember we said we had to pass each section? And so that flag just says you've got to do that before you start this exam. It won't open for you. And I haven't put those prereqs there on 3 and 1 and 2. So those will be there by the time you start. All right, let's go to this question here. So 12 questions. This is what your homework will look like. Let's go to question 1. All right, so 12 questions. Here's question 1. Write the inequality in interval notation. And you will have learned that by prepping and doing the problem sets. But if we click in this box, when I do, down here, some icons show up. All right? And so if we want to do in interval notation, that's going to be like an ordered pair. I can just click that, and we can, this is saying x is greater than or equal to 3. So that's from 3 all the way to infinity. Let's see if we can get this one. So if we put in a number, I'm going to put the wrong number so that we see what happens when you put it wrong. Okay, and then here, down here we have an infinity. And so I'm saying, well, that's 2 to infinity. Check my answer. That's incorrect. Check you've used everything, and they'll give you a little hint. And you could do that 3 times before it says final check, and then it'll count it wrong. You can still go back in and redo it. It'll give you a new problem. But if I clear that, and then I come back up here, and I want to see if I can get it right, then I'm going to do my little ordered pair thing, and I'm going to put 3 here and infinity in the other one. And I'm going to check my answer. Oh, it's less, x is greater than or equal to. Okay, well, I didn't read it right. So let's see if we can get it right. The greater than or equal to means something's going to have a bracket. I was reading it greater than. All right, so I've got one more try. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to delete that and put a bracket there. So bracket 3. So x is greater than or equal to 3. And infinity always gets a parentheses. Let's try that. Fantastic. Ms. Barnes could read that time. That was great. All right, so then you could go to your next question. But you see the way things can work. You have 3 tries before you, on the third is your final check. If you don't get it right there, you can redo it right then, or you can come back later and rework it. The other thing that I would say is down here, you have get more help. And let's see if we can make that. I don't know if I can get that up. Let's see. Okay. Oh, let me get rid of that. Okay. Get more help. Ask my instructor. So in this part, say you've worked on a question and you're just exhausted and you're tired and you want more help. So it'll send me an email with your specific question. Tell me what you've done, what you're struggling with, and ask your question if you need to. And you'll send me that. It will come straight to me and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So I will have given you examples. You can look at another one, but all in the problem set and lecture notes, there will be worked problems that resemble these. So I think you'll be prepared when you're doing that. And then if we hit save and we're out of there, so I got question 1 right, and I'm done for there. So let me get out of here. So when I went back here, then you can say see score here, and right now I did 1 question out of 12, so I have an 8.33. I would know as a student I'm going back in and I'm going to continue to work. And then you would go to your test and you'd be the same thing when you do that, but it's timed and you have to do it all in one sitting, and you see how you do, then you review it in the grade book if you want to see what you missed, and you can study a little bit more and then you can take it again. You don't have to do it right then, you could take it another day. So remember, your scheduling is going to be up to you. All right. Last thing, this is where your announcements are, and I will do announcements at least every Sunday, talking about what's suggested for the week coming up. If there's something else I come up with that I need to share with you, then I'll put that there. So be sure and check your announcements. If you have any questions, email me. I am here to help you. If you need to come see me in the office, contact me and we'll set up a time and we could meet. But I think I've got everything here for you, and let's hope that the semester goes well for you.